longer, says Tlaib, whose Michigan district is among the poorest in the country. And if we truly want to unify our country, we have to really respect every single voice. We say that so willingly when we talk about Trump supporters, but we don't say that willingly for my black and brown neighbors and LGBTQ neighbors or marginalized people. That is something that is so true. And it's a double standard. It's a completely, it's really very interesting. And those are all the quotes, great quotes from her in that Politico article, which I highly recommend you read. It shows you, it is so important to focus on and actually shift some, that is the goal. That is a real kind of interesting struggle that Democrats should have, is actually focus, embrace the base. That is hashtag, all movements need a hashtag, embrace the base is the right one for that. All right. We're going to talk a little bit now about Virgin. No, not someone who would be funny to say that would be a virgin. I couldn't really complete the joke there, but no, the Virgin Hyperloop. Back in 2016 and 2017, one of the key components of mainstream tech coverage was something referred to as vaporware, which is a flashy, futuristic tech whose supposed potential often overshadowed its practicality, or even the fact that it existed. This was a strange time in technology and tech journalism, as we have Jack Crosby explaining here in Discourse blog. Uber did a whole summit on how it was going to build flying cars. Self-driving technology was assumed to be right around the corner, and editors commissioned endless stories about biohacking and transhumanism. One of the most interesting, most hyped, and wildly impractical technologies of this era was the Hyperloop. I'm not going to go into huge detail about the Hyperloop's origin story, like in Crosby here, other than to say it owes its current popularity to the incredibly stupid cult of personality surrounding Elon Musk. The technology is relatively easy to understand. Pretty much you put a vehicle on a track inside a vacuum-sealed tube, and it goes very fast. The hilariously named Virgin Hyperloop 2 passed a huge milestone this week when its first two passengers went down the 500-meter tube at only 500 meters. That's not very far. What? Over 100 miles per hour. The company celebrated the achievement by releasing a modest video comparing it to literally the moment the Wright brothers flew the first planes. So, again, we're
driven to explore.
And again, pictures of Amelia Earhart. I don't even want to look at the video. Again, so the core difference between the Hyperloop, say, versus a train is that a passenger-carrying vehicle inside the vacuum tube is not susceptible to air resistance and therefore can attain speeds that are largely impossible or unsafe for an external train. However, as you can imagine, logistics of building a perfectly vacuum-sealed tube big enough to carry a magnetic levitation vehicle are significantly more difficult than, say, building a train track, even one with magnetic levitation, and one that can probably go maybe a few miles an hour slower, but be much easier to mass produce and actually practical. As many people pointed out online, focusing on this kind of technology rather than trains is insanely stupid because we already have trains that are way better than this. And we, as in the American government, just don't want to spend money to build them. Japan has 1,700 miles of high-speed train lines. In Japan, Japan's not a big place. And those trains can go up to 200 miles per hour, and this system has been in use for half a century. It's not that hard to figure out. This is the real perfect encapsulation of where we're going. This kind of stuff, this Hyperloop crap, it is really just a great excuse and kind of the current, why things are so hopeless. The thought is not, oh, why don't we have legitimate public transport? Why is that? No, it's, look at this cool billionaire, this cool rich guy building a big vacuum floating thing in a tunnel. That is just not the way we want to be, folks, isn't it? No, it isn't. All right, that's all the time we got for today. Really do appreciate you joining us. We'll be back next time. It's Newsflash.